Hey guys, today I'ma show you the top 5 best locations to find diamonds and rares here on Sundarpatan. All these areas are known for having a high concentration of animals and a terrain that is favorable to easily hunt them. So the first location I want to cover today is down here, on the right side of the Jaipur region, the eastern section. Just look at the crazy amount of zones I found here. This area is fantastic for 3 different species, being these the northern red muntjact, the war buffalo and the woolly hare, while also being the home of at least one Bengal tiger. Now, starting off from this outpost and working your way towards this lake, you can be sure you'll come across many animals and especially many tracks. Make sure to look out for any max estimate tracks, since this area is known for frequently producing diamonds. And I definitely have to suggest you, if you wanna save time, I have to suggest you to start by checking this lake, because this lake is normally one of the best locations to find both war buffaloes and northern red muntjacts while they are drinking. You know, the main advantage about visiting this lake at the drink time of any of these 2 species is that a good amount of the war buffaloes and the muntjacts that inhabit this region are gonna be concentrated here, which is fantastic since this region is full of them. There he is. There's our muntjact. So let's shoot him. He won't stand up, we destroyed it. And he made it, 35.34. Also within this hotspot, or very close to it, this part of the river is another fantastic place within this area where it is quite likely you'll find a plethora of water buffaloes and several muntjacts while they are drinking. Now, something very important you need to know if your plan is to grind these muntjacts is that in order for the muntjacts you kill to respawn, you have to kill both the male and the female. I don't know the exact reason for this, but I assume it is due to the fact that these muntjacts tend to travel in pairs. 97 to 104 estimate. Holy, that is a guaranteed diamond. That is a guaranteed diamond. I'ma go for it all along. And that will do it. 97.88. Our first diamond nilgai. Alright, the next location I wanna talk about is right here, on the lower area of this Padashe Bahat region, and on the northwestern section of this other region with a name that honestly I can't pronounce. You know, this area is littered with barasingas, nilgais, woolly hares, and even some blue chips. This area is also inside the tiger home range, so it is very possible that while looking for other species, you may be forced to switch over to your class 9 weapon to be able to defend yourself from a potential tiger attack. It's not gonna happen often, but it can definitely happen. And that one was a giant. It was almost max core and it was max weight. Oh, no way. Just like that. Now, whenever I decide to visit this area, I like to start from this outpost, and I normally start by checking these 4 lakes. Whether that is at the Barasinga drink time or the nilgai drink time, I like to check them all since they are usually full of zones. In fact, it was on these 4 lakes where I had the luck to find my first ever diamond nilgai and a beautiful level 3 pivot. I've heard of many people who have had a great amount of success hunting on these lakes, so I would say it is definitely worth taking the time to check them. Level 5. Up to 106 estimate. Holy, we need to hurry. He's down. And there we have it, there is a diamond. 105.29. Now we're gonna head over to this outpost on the Himgiri region. This is a very good hotspot for multiple species including tahr, snow leopards, woolly hares, and even wild yak when talking about the area around this lake. The main advantage of this hotspot is that, as you can see here, it is full of open areas where it's very easy to spot things like the tahrs and the woolly hares, making it an ideal place to set up tents and tripods if your plan is to grind those tahr need zones. It's nearly impossible to find another area on this map that has as many tahrs as this one on such an open area, so it is definitely ideal for grinding. Now, another huge advantage of this region is that inside it you can find some of the most consistent spots where it is possible to find the snow leopards. These snow leopards are very elusive animals, which are normally very hard to come by, but there's a very good chance that you'll find at least a couple after checking these 5 locations. So as for the time I would suggest you to visit this area, if you wanna hunt some wild yaks, I definitely recommend you to start around 10:00 in the morning and start from this outpost. Make sure to work your way up to this lake, and while you are heading to a lake, make sure to pay attention to your surroundings using the binoculars, because as I said, this area is also full of tahrs, and it is quite likely that you will spot quite a number if you pay close attention, especially since most of them are gonna be feeding in the open at this time. Once you arrive at the lake, get ready because more times than not it is gonna be loaded with wild yaks. Are you actually drinking or are you just playing dumb? I think it is the latter. Yeah, he won't stop. So I'ma have to stop him. With a bullet. Just like that. And it's a diamond. It's a diamond, he made it. Alright guys, now we're up here on the border between the Chori Himal region and the Himgiri region. Honestly, this area is simply fantastic due to the fact that these three lakes are absolutely amazing for things like the blue sheep, the Tibetan fox, the wild yak, and the surrounding areas are also quite consistent for snow leopards. So if you are one of the people who like to play like me, just running around the map, shooting stuff and trying to find max estimate tracks to follow, this area is really good for that. You are gonna find plenty of tracks. And if you prefer to hunt drink zones, you can definitely set the time to the drink time of the animal you wanna hunt. For example, if you wanna hunt blue sheep, you can set the time to something like 1500 since they drink from 1400 to 1700, and you'll find a lot of them drinking on these three lakes. There has been dozens of diamonds that have been brought from this area. Are we gonna manage to drop this melanistic snow leopard before getting disconnected again? Let's see. No, turn to a left. Turn to a left. He's down. He is down. I can't believe it. This is honestly one of the best looking rares I've ever seen. Now, I really wanted to save this last one for last because let me tell you, this is my favorite spot on the entire reserve. This region, essentially the northwestern side of the Himal region, it's an absolute paradise not only to hunt, but also to make a lot of money. The amount of wild yaks, woolly hares, Tibetan foxes, and even snow leopards here is unmatched. Starting at this outpost, I would recommend you to set a time or choose a server that is about 10:30 in the morning, since the wild yaks are gonna be drinking at this time. Make sure to start working your way towards this pond, paying attention to all the tracks you find in the process, since it is likely there's gonna be a snow leopard living in the area, so pay attention to the tracks because you may stumble across one. And once you check this pond, I definitely recommend you to go check this other area where you may find another snow leopard. Then I would suggest you to continue by checking this other pond where you can expect to find a nice amount of wild yaks, and finish by working your way down to these other three ponds, which are also fantastic for wild yak, blue sheep and Tibetan fox. I mean, in the last couple weeks, this area has been amazing for me. It was on this region where I managed to find my melanistic snow leopard, my albino Tibetan fox, and my leucistic wild yak, each of them on a different multiplayer session.